Well, it is a new week. It's Tuesday, the 26th of July. It's 11:32 and I am near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So I picked up a preloaded trailer out of the Madison yard. I'm delivering steel bar to this wonderful place. So much to talk about, so little time. They're unloading me right now. And I think they got a few more stacks, but it's a kind of a slower process than normal just because of the way that you have to get in here. I had to back in to this facility from that little short street there. One shot. Sorry about the box up here in this corner. It's now rectangle instead of square. And that is due to having to get a new phone. My old one was charging, and my dog, in his effort to get attention, knocked it off of my side table. I didn't think anything of it, but the plug was plugged in. I guess there's some kind of damage to it to where it doesn't charge anymore. And I tried a lot of things to get it to charge. New cords, all kinds of stuff. Didn't work. But I have insurance for it, so they sent me a new one. And but it functions a little bit, which is odd. It's the exact same model, but it functions a little bit differently on a lot of things. It's kind of awkward. But anyway, I had a interesting pre-plan come across, and it looked like it was going to be a big one. Out of Maryland, going to Michigan, bigger than normal, but they ended up canceling that right as they sent it to me. I got 3 messages in a row: pre-plan, a cancellation of that pre-plan, and then a new pre-plan where I'm going to Annville, Pennsylvania, and then off to West Virginia, which is a very short load, so I'll get short mileage pay. It delivers tomorrow, and we'll go from there. I'm not sure exactly what. You can kind of see them pulling some stuff off with their forklift, one bundle at a time. There's not a whole lot of room on this side, other than a large, probably O2 or LP container for whatever services they utilize here for. I had to go around this little block twice, because when I initially pulled in and started knocking on doors, trying to figure out, hey, where do you want me? Where do I go? Who can I talk to? There was nobody except this distant voice in the background on a forklift saying, "You in the wrong place, mofo." It's like, okay. Come to find out I wasn't in the wrong place. This is the facility. I guess I was just in the wrong area of the facility. So I went to the door at that location where I was at, and there was a button to push, but nobody answered. And I called the phone number, and I eventually got transferred to the receiving for this facility, but they didn't know where I was at. There's clearly marked door numbers, and there's only one a dock on this place, and that's where I was at. And if your receiving area doesn't know that, that's odd. So they told me to drive around the block and follow the signs to receiving, so I did, and I ended up in the same spot. Luckily, I decided to just start walking down the building and start looking indoors to see which one of these, because none of the doors are marked receiving or shipping. So I was walking along looking indoors, and finally some guy poked his head out of the window. Was like, "Are you lost?" And I says, "Well, I'm just trying to locate the receiving area. I saw the one sign on the road that pointed an arrow toward receiving, but I don't see any signs." And he's like, "Yeah, it's in the back. In the yard." He was describing where I was at the first time, and then I said, "Oh, that's where I was at earlier," and they told me to go around the block when I called him on the phone. He told me there's a door down here at the end, knock on it, and that's what I did. And eventually somebody in a forklift came out, but I still haven't determined which I'm assuming there is a shipping and receiving department at this facility. My camera's shaking because the forklift is hitting my truck trailer, moving steel product on my trailer. It's heavy. But anyway, they came out and told me to come around to this side of the building, which I've already been by one time, and back into this gate. And when I pulled out onto the road and I was looking at what he was talking about, I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. But the road, even though it's a back road, it's a little bit busier than I would think for an industrial area. As you can see, cars are continually driving by. Now I need to get out and move some wood, put some lumber away, and talk more later. It's 1500. I'm near Annville, Pennsylvania. I really dislike this rectangle in my corner. Not much I can do about it though. You can see the stuff I'm picking up. I'm picking up a preloaded trailer, but this preloaded trailer isn't loaded. It's not even loaded yet. They said by 6 o'clock, which is 1800 hours, and I've been here for an hour or so, another hour, so I'll get like $30, I'm guessing, or around that, for detention pay, and then I'll get short mileage pay for this load. It delivers at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow in West Virginia. I've been working for the last, 25 minutes to shorten down my route as much as possible using that GPS. Even this GPS on the Qualcomm, somebody asked me about determining what type of OmniTracks I have. I have no idea. And my map book. And there's, let me show you this is about as most direct route I can get there. I can come down here and take these really squiggly roads that go through here, but let's see, let me go to my route. Sorry about the sun reflection, trying to cut it out of there. Maybe it'll focus. So they've given me 179 miles to travel from where I'm at to the location where it delivers here. It's at a construction site, and the shortest I can get it down to is 195 miles or 196 on this particular GPS. And it's like 210 on my Rand McNally, because this is telling me to go on roads, on a few smaller roads here as I get closer that my GPS wants to try to avoid. That's usually a red flag. So I looked it up on my map book to look for road restrictions, and the roads that it's taking me on aren't restricted. So I'm not sure, that's the thing with Rand McNally. So every once in a while it just wants to do what it wants to do, and you can see it's I'm not sure if you can see that. I cannot see in my phone worth a darn, and not to mention the yellow reflection of my shirt making it difficult to see. So I mean, it's fairly similar. As you can see, all these different points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was me forcing my GPS to make a more straight shot to where I wanted to go, because it was like going down and then back up, and it was going all over the place, and it was very long. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking at. I have 5 hours and 22 minutes left in the day. Let's see, it's 3. They take away, so I'll have 2 hours. If they give me the truck at, let's say, 6 o'clock, the trailer, that'll give me 2 hours and 22 minutes to get it secured and get down the road some. This delivers at 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, which is 7 o'clock Eastern time, and with it being approximately 4 hours to get here through all the crazy roads, almost 5 hours. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to be done. Of course, I sent a message to my fleet manager, and I should have been maybe more clear. I said that they told me that it would be loaded at 6 o'clock, and I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so I sent that to my fleet manager. I got a reply back saying it'll be loaded at 1700 hours. Now, that could be 1700 Central, which is what? 1800 Eastern Standard Time. So, they are aware of all the times, and this is one of those loads where they want me to be there by 8 o'clock. I don't know if the hours of service regulations will allow me to accomplish that. I think I passed on all the information I could on this. I've been here for an hour and a half, so in another 30 minutes I start earning money. And I've done 269 miles today, which isn't, with how much time I'm going to have to sit here, I'm not going to have a whole lot of miles today, but I did over 600 yesterday. Anyway, that's all I got going on. Yeah. That's it. What else is there to talk about? I can talk about my vacation. That would be boring, because I just did stuff at home, and it had nothing to do with trucking. I am really tired of this rectangle right here. I like it to be more square shape. I can adjust the size, and it will only expand the rectangle. It will not allow me to shorten the sides in any way, at least the ones that I want to shorten. I want to push this side right here into right here. It won't let me. My old phone, which is the exact, Samsung Note 3, this is a Samsung Note 3. Apparently, the ability to manage the size of this window, it had more capabilities on my old phone. This one apparently does not. Why is that? I do not know. The things I struggle with, it's a pain, but somebody's got to do it. Well, they ran out of time. They still are loading my trailer, and they don't allow overnight parking there. So I've got this lovely. This will be interesting because that train is loud, and I'm parking right next to the tracks. There's this store here that the facility that I'm loading at is directly across the train tracks there. And they recommended that trucks aren't normally allowed to park here, but if you go inside and ask the manager, they may allow me to park. And so that's what I did. I went inside and spoke and got clearance from the manager. And I'll get up and after my 10-hour break is up and start my day tomorrow. It's a little bit unusual load because it had a scheduled delivery time of 8 a.m. and it's like 4.5 hours away maximum. I might be able to get there in 3.5, but you can't trust any of these electronic devices, so I'm just gonna say 5 hours. So, and apparently it sounds like this load is going to be all cattywampus, because every time I went inside to check on the on how the trailer was coming along, trying to be able to plan on how I was going to take care of stuff, they would call on the radio and they would communicate with the forklift driver, who would give an update on his progress. And it sounds like there's and I think I caught an eye of him loading the trailer I'm taking, but I can't say for sure. But it's got stuff all over the place, and there are different bundle sizes and shapes, and he says he hopes that I have lots of straps, which I do, and bungees. I'm not tarping this load, but apparently a lot of bungees are going to come in handy. See, I don't even know what to do with this thing. It just looks awful. I don't know how to center myself anymore. But anyway, so I'll get up in the morning and see how this goes. All that's left now is to wake up and get started. I'll drive across the tracks. It's probably less than 1/8 of a mile past the tracks on the left-hand side. I pull in, check in again, and the trailer I pulled is getting dropped off at this facility. So I already did that. there's nothing left for me to do but pick up the next trailer, a Maverick trailer, loaded with the product I need to move. So it's going to take some time. I'm going to have to swap over stuff, all of my equipment, which is just tarps, and 6-foot boards. 4-foot boards, 8-foot boards. Yeah, it's going to take some time. Plus, I've got to strap the bejeebies out of this thing, apparently. So we'll see how it goes. It's an interesting day, only 270 miles. Plus, let's see. About 5 hours worth of detention time. So, what's that, $75 for sitting here? That's my guesstimate. Once I pick up my load, then I can put in my detention request, because even it doesn't automatic. I have to actually submit a request to be paid detention pay. So I just got to remember to do that in the morning, because I've forgotten before. But anyway, that's it. It's been a long day. And but one day at a time. This stuff, the waiting part doesn't bother me anymore. The only thing that worries me is my scheduled delivery time of 8 a.m., which I doubt that's going to occur now. So they'll have to make phone calls, reschedule a delivery time. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I don't know if they're unloading this with a forklift that they have showing up specifically at that time to unload this product. I don't know. I am kind of puzzled as to why this is happening for this type of load, because if the customer is expecting a promised product from this company by a specific time and they're not ready, you know who's going to look bad? Me. I'm the one that's going to be showing up with the product, and they'll be, I'm sure, asking me all the questions, and I'll have plenty of answers. But the whole anticipation of having some kind of verbal confrontation with people, I find less than desirable. And it may not be what you consider a verbal confrontation, but when people are disappointed in me because of something out of my control, and it may not be specifically directed at me, especially after I tell them, after I give them the excuse, I just shouldn't be in the middle of it. I'm just doing my job. I pick up the product and I take it to where I need to deliver it as fast and as effectively and as efficiently as I can. The sun is setting. It's 7:30 Central Time, so it's 8:30 here. I guess I should go to bed. Maybe I can wake up in 8 hours and start my day. So, anyway.